Hey guys, welcome back to the Tarbis, and we're having a little bit of a late night tonight. I did get a lot of work done today, but because of the dank weather, I had some real problems painting. I tried painting the hull on PT109, and I was using the Tamiya model paints, which are a lacquer, and they're pretty thin because they want them to decant well. And I did not prime. I'm kind of lazy. People talk about how quick I build models, but I also take a lot of shortcuts. Sometimes that backfires. And I didn't prime the hull. In fact, I didn't even wash it. I figured I bought that kit new, God, 15 years ago or something. It's been sitting on the shelf. And when I hit it with the red, it immediately started running. I put on about two swipes, and that was all it took. And I was really surprised. I had to clean it up, and I wound up putting one coat on it, and it ran a little bit, but I let it harden. The rest of the coats went on without any argument because I guess I had the paint to adhere to. So I was also doing the pibber. So I hit the pibber with the Tamiya surfacer, and of course one's Revell and the other's Tamiya, so they could be different plastic, but I didn't have any of those problems. The exact same paint went on beautifully on the pibber hull. Now it could have been there was some old release agent, but normally that hits in spots. I think it was just that PT109 hull is so smooth and that plastic so dense that I just over applied the paint a little bit, and it just ran. So when you're using these Tamiya colors, you really have to put them on pretty thin. Again, once you primed it, didn't have that problem. Got a lot of work done on Kong's Thrownster, and even got working on that little Manx or Lexington, which turned out to be more of a challenge than I expected. I actually thought I'd take that in the house and do it while my wife and I were watching Star Trek Discovery and, of course, having a cocktail. But you're going to need your Optivisor and your tweezers for that kit. For something that's kind of a comedy kit, it's a lot more detailed than you would expect. So there you go. So anyway, that's pretty much what I got for right now. I'm just cranking this out real quick to sort of give you a daily report. And tomorrow I'll tape off and finish shooting the OD Green part of the PT boat, and then we'll detail it out. Hope I might get that done tomorrow. The dank weather down here, I'm sure, didn't help things. It even says on the cans to me, high humidity, don't use. And even though I had the AC going and everything, I had with the door and vented out, but I think it was more just not having a prep surface. So if you use these Tamiya colors, you really got to prep the surface. And that's what I get for taking shortcuts. When I painted the wheels on Kong's Thrownster, especially the big blue ones, I noticed, now this was using not model airplane paint, Rust-Oleum, I believe, and it left some smooth areas and some splotchy areas. That may have been old release agents because I didn't wash that either. So the kit itself was pretty straightforward. I mean, it's one of those comedy kits, but I do some putty on it and everything, even though you don't take these kits quite that seriously. The gaps were so big. And of course, you've got to put the rear end in when you put the halves in half so that you don't have to split it open later and mount them independently, because yeah, I had put the whole body together without putting the rear axle in, so I wound up having to cut the rear axle and break the component apart and put it in stages after I'd already built it. But I mean, it came out, it's fine, but it's just one of those things that got one step out of place because I wanted to paint the body as a whole. The other option, of course, would have been to separate the body and then put the part in, but I had such a good bond on it and everything, it was easier to crack the axle in half, the rear joint, but silly me. So there you go. That's what I get for not taking that extra 10 seconds to read the instructions. I saw where it went together, and I was like, well, I'll just put this together and paint it and put that in afterwards. And it dawned on me, hey Dodo, it says you got to do this while you're putting the halves together, because I was thinking about making it easier once I got it done to paint the whole thing. And so you got to have your paint plan worked out. Anyway, guys, it's late. Tomorrow the cat goes to vet for surgery, so I don't know if I'll get anything out tomorrow or not. So take care of yourselves. We'll hear everybody later, and model on.
you.